Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video here today from Simp Saver Sam that is absolutely hilarious. It is titled, When Woke Women Realize Their Boyfriends Voted for Trump. It is amazing how these women are still having meltdowns over something that happened like a month ago. But you know what? I am not surprised. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Matrix of Madness. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comments, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own thoughts and comments, and let's jump right into the video.
Bride calls off wedding after discovering her fiance voted for Trump.
He admitted that he was going to vote for Donald Trump, and I'm just,
that was it.
I can't share my life with somebody that's going to support that direction. I mean, this individual is a convicted felon, will say offensive remarks about women, about different ethnicities.
So apparently this woman is disgusted by the fact that her man would vote for a convicted felon who speaks ill of women, apparently. Yet, as you all know, guys, we have countless examples of modern women fawning over convicted felons who have done unspeakable things to women. So this argument is practically null and void right from the start, and we could tackle it from a bunch of different angles, but it's a complete waste of time.
And I find it highly offensive. How can this man lead our country when he's in a position of power and will openly insult different groups? It's very offensive.
I believe that Kamala Harris is the leader that we need, and she gives us, a seat at the table. And if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. But I don't know how many people would have gone as far as to split with their significant other because of a political view. Do you regret your decision to leave?
No, I am a strong woman, and I believe that women out there need to be strong and stay steadfast in their convictions. Ladies, we need to band together.
Run, Forrest, run!
I don't see how a woman can claim to be strong when her first instinct when finding out her man didn't vote the way she liked was to have a meltdown, end her relationship, and then openly go and complain about it online. That's not exactly what I would call the pinnacle of strength, but hey.
Calling off a wedding because the person you love has a different political view and opinion, that's flipping crazy to me anyway. Before this whole election, I did not think that this would cause this much uproar in households and relationships and potential marriages like we have here. But I think, in all honesty, her doing that saved this guy a lot of hassle in the future before they got married.
If a fiance is willing to end a wedding because of something like that, it just shows their true colors. She was never all of that loving of a person in the first place. She just wanted to control the man.
Woke women when they find out their boyfriend voted for Trump. Uh-oh.
Stupid f***ing whore! So I'll just shut the f*** up! I'll just shut the f*** up for good now, huh? Yeah, you want that? Yeah? We are f***ing over, you f***ing dumbass. I hope that you choke on a piece of concrete and literally go to hell. I will see you in f***ing hell, you f***ing asshole, you f***ing liar, you f***ing manipulator, you goddamn wish you would have played your cards right with me, you f***ing asshole!
Yeah. Charming, just charming. I don't possibly know how this man is ever going to recover from losing such a feminine little flower. She's acting like her leaving is going to make that man regret his decision, when in actual reality, all it's done is prove that she's unhinged and she's completely crazy, to be honest.
My boyfriend supports Trump and I don't know what to do. Please help.
What to do is rather simple, madam. You get over it. You accept that his opinion differs from yours, and then you go eat some lunch. It is really that damn simple.
Long story short, my boyfriend told me lots before that he didn't follow the election. He didn't care about politics or whatever. But and we just got into this whole discussion this morning because he supports Trump. And I said, but what about the fact that Trump is taking away women's freedoms? He said, he's not. He's making it, he's giving them the choice. And I said, no, he's not. He's actively not doing that.
You know, there's been this cultural trend of men saying that they don't want to discuss politics or they don't follow politics or whatever. And it's not because they don't have an opinion, it's just that they would rather not deal with the crazy people that just lose their marbles if the men express their opinion at all. So dudes have just decided to, you know what, be quiet, vote the way they're going to vote, and let the crazy people talk themselves in circles.
Like, what I try and understand throughout these videos is when people have had these discussions in their house privately, why do people then go to their car and complain about it on TikTok? Like people actually give a shit. Like, the only things these videos are going to do, people are just going to laugh at them and roast them. But I don't know what they want to get out of these videos. That's the point I'm making.
These women complain in their cars, number one, because I think they like to look like they're doing something. They like to look busy when they're really not. But also, it is a physical manifestation of their own little echo chamber. They honestly think the internet gives a damn about their personal problems, so she will scream into a little box of plastic and glass and assume that people will give a damn, which of course they don't.
And then he just said, yeah, he is by giving it to the state. The women voted for that. Like, I don't think that that's true. I don't know. I'm very confused. Then he said, well, then if a woman wants an abortion, she can just go to another state. And I said, but, you know, not everybody has the ability to go to another state. A lot of people don't even have cars.
The ignorance that these people have when it comes to basic reality is absolutely insane to me. She is pretty much saying that there are too many people who are too dumb to be able to figure out a way to travel across the country.
You know, and then he said, whose fault is that? That's Kamala's fault and Biden for making the economy bad so people can't afford cars. And I said, you know that even if the economy is really good, there's still a lot of people that can't afford cars. I don't really know what to do. If anyone in California has a place I could stay at,
whoa,
let me know.
One of the things that these women talk endlessly about on TikTok and Reels and all of these sorts of things, usually TikTok because it's harder for them to get banned there when they say stupid nonsense. They always say they don't feel safe because of men and politics, and yet she is going on the internet and asking a bunch of random strangers if she can stay with them, which is a massive risk to her personal safety that she claims to care so much about. You know, something isn't really adding up here, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I did it. It's just really not what I expected. So yeah, any advice would be great. If somebody wants to talk some sense into my boyfriend, that'd be awesome, because I don't really know all the things. I'm not from here.
If the shoe was on the other foot and your boyfriend told the internet to talk some sense into you over your political opinions, this man could potentially have the police called on him for domestic mistreatment. It is absolutely insane, guys.
Why do we have to talk sense into other people for having different opinions? I know I sound like a broken record here, but do you guys think the same? Like, if someone has their own views on things, which is always going to happen, why do people feel like they need to... Good luck moving out.
It's because they're spoiled brats who have been raised that they are perfect, and anybody who threatens that view with logic or facts is seen as a threat instead of someone with a different worldview to them.
If you're a young man that voted for Donald Trump, this message is for you. Please listen to what I have to say. Now, I'm sure you're absolutely thrilled that your guy won, and congratulations to you on that. I'm not here to talk about politics. I'm here to remind you of something very important. Donald Trump is not coming to save you. Do I need to say it again? Donald Trump is not coming to save you. What I mean by this is any problems that you're facing in your life with feeling stuck, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling directionless, this man is not going to change that for you. Please understand that. I coach young men for a living. They're in these positions. And let me tell you something right now. It doesn't matter who's president. Nobody's helping you with that stuff.
This man claims that he doesn't want to talk about politics, but then immediately starts to talk about politics. Something tells me that his efficacy of being a coach to disaffected young men should be called into question.
Now, you might be elated, you might be thrilled, but here's the thing. Your life today is the same as it was yesterday. And if you don't do something about it, your life a year from now is going to be exactly the same as it is today. And that doesn't matter who's in office at all. It matters what you do and the actions you take. The votes that you cast that really matter are the actions you take every single day of your life.
I would be inclined to agree that it's up to you to change your personal life. I draw the line at a man who speaks condescendingly to dudes who have a different political opinion. He's implying that these young men are just mindless drones who aren't doing anything to help themselves, which is just absurd.
As a non-American and speaking to American friends I have, a lot of people aren't concerned about saving themselves, they want to save the country. And I was a bit confused by the point of the video, like I couldn't tell if he was annoyed that Trump won, or he's telling people no matter what the election results are, you've got to take action, which I can agree with that. But I think we all know that election results and who's running the country has a big impact on how you live in that country.
So I've been seeing a lot of comments like these on my videos from women in the same boat, finding out that their boyfriend, even one woman said that her boyfriend of 3 years found out that he was a Trump supporter.
Is it that much of a big deal though?
These women act like any man who has a different worldview is somehow a diseased peasant. Think about this for a second. For 3 years, this woman was in love with a dude, apparently, and then all of a sudden her view of him completely changed over how he voted. That is just insane.
And I don't even want to get into the whole politics side. It's election day. You've already made up your mind. What I want to talk about is dating in today's political climate.
All right.
Now, look, I am all for everyone having their own opinion on different policies, being of different political parties.
But
this election specifically has drawn a line in the sand of ethics, morals, and values.
She claims that everyone is entitled to their opinions and then proceeds to talk about how if you disagree with her, then apparently you're a terrible person. She refuses to accept that there are people on this planet who don't think like her, and she cannot understand how that's a totally reasonable thing.
So my problem is that if you're gonna be in a partnership with someone, if you're gonna get married to someone, if you're gonna raise a family with someone, you better damn well have the same ethics, morals, and values, because that is going to affect how you see the world.
If you're with a man for 3 years and you care for him, then it's clear that you share some of those things. But if all it takes for you to question everything is how he ticked a box at a voting booth, then there is something much larger at play here, because you clearly don't care about this man nearly as much as he cares about you.
yeah, I agree with, you should be on the same page morally, but having different political views is the make or break of the relationship. Don't you think that's a bit far-fetched?
And if you don't see the world the same way, how the hell are you going to have a successful partnership, marriage, family? And I also want to say that there are plenty of Republicans out there who are not voting for Trump. They identify as Republican. They believe in conservative values, but they understand that this man is deeply disturbing and is not fit to be running our country.
These people have such a black and white view of the world. They have this absurd with us or against us mentality, and they think that everybody should just blindly follow one side or the other. They cannot fathom the idea of people making their own informed decisions based on their own ideas and thoughts.
At the end of the day, we should live in a world where people can vote and have opinions on what they want, and in politics or in all realms. That's like saying that people, in a relationship, if you both believe in ghosts, it's fine, but if one doesn't, that's it. You better pack your bags and go. If he doesn't believe in ghosts, you better go. You better jump ship.
There used to be a time when you could have civil discussions on these kinds of things, but now everything has gotten so insane that having a conversation is virtually impossible. These people are out of their damn minds.
So it's official. My wife is divorcing me.
Oh shit.
She said she couldn't be with the Trump supporter. Told me I have until the end of the day to get my shit out of the house.
End of the day.
Get all my things. She's changing the lock. She doesn't want me back. She said she's taking the kids away from me.
Wow.
That is incredibly cruel. This woman has stripped this man of his right to see his own children because of this. In what world is this considered mature adult behavior?
Yeah.
Losing the kids.
I don't know what to do.
It's an evil world we live in.
That is not a good situation to be in, and the Worst part is the comments on this video is loads of women saying, well, it's your fault, you voted for a criminal over your family, you deserve it, you deserve to lose your kids.
What the hell is wrong with you people?
This man is being judged over something that is frankly nobody's business, and they're saying that he deserves to have his life uprooted and ruined because of it. Make it make sense.
Divorces are up, and they are up over politics. Here is just one example.
Okay.
I'm starting divorce procedures with my husband after I found out he voted for Donald Trump. It's not the only reason. We've already had problems like him forcing me to go to church or having me quit my job and become a housewife because he got promoted for a good job.
And already, guys, her credibility is suspect. How can a husband force a wife to quit her job and become a stay-at-home wife? In today's world where women are strong, independent, and can do no wrong, so she's implying that she had no choice and he held dominion over her free will, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
I'm confused, right? I don't have many female fans, okay? I get that. But if you are a female watching, don't most women want to become like a housewife, be there with the kids? Most men are happy to go out and graft 12 hours a day to provide for the family. Like, isn't that better than both of you working and your kid being in daycare? But that's just my take on it. I could be wrong, let me know.
It wouldn't surprise me at all, guys, if she was the one who demanded to become a stay-at-home wife, then changed her tune after the election to justify divorce so that she could get some alimony and rewards.
I couldn't find a job where we moved, so I settled in doing housework. I cook, I clean, I'm good at it, but the Trump vote was the last straw, and his lack of remorse. We had a conversation. I told him how hurt I was, how he knew how much I hated Trump, the trauma that man has put me through, but he did not care.
It's absolutely disturbing how these women throw the word trauma around. Every single thing that lightly hurts their feelings is now quote-unquote traumatic, and it takes away from people who have actually suffered legitimate emotional trauma, you know, like people who have gone to war, combat veterans and things like this, but they don't care just so long as they get sympathy and validation from strangers on the internet.
I should be grateful because of the job benefits he'll have for his line of work. I'm not going to do this anymore. We have no prenup. I'm going to fight for my rights. We've been married 8 years.
Is she reading a script? Or is it just me?
I've sacrificed so much. Not anymore. I'm going to take everything I'm owed. The political divide is as big as I've ever seen it, and I've been a divorce lawyer for 20 years, so people have been coming in and talking about their political differences as one of the conflicts that exists in their house for a long time.
If a wife is willing to initiate divorce proceedings over a political disagreement, then the marriage was already a failure, and she was just looking for an excuse to end the marriage and to not look like the bad guy, which is ironic because this makes her look so much worse for doing so.
But it is now at an all-time high. The ideological divide in this country has just gotten wider and wider and wider, and many of us were hopeful that after the election there would be some relief, but it seems to have only exacerbated the divide. Have you all seen this in your friend group? Are you watching this happen near you as well?
She's been a divorce lawyer for 20 years. Mate, good luck. Whew, you must have seen that one coming, bro. Stand down, soldier. Stand down.
I have to admit, guys, this is going to be great for divorce lawyers. They're going to make so much money out of this craziness, especially when you consider how unhinged and impulsive so many of these women actually are.
Just because you won doesn't mean we don't remember who the you voted for. And just please don't test your gangster on me, because you will end on a stretcher. So serious. Nobody talk to me unless you want to swing. If you want to fight, text me, call me, whatever.
Stop the cap.
You need to understand something, guys. If a man were to be talking this way online, he would have the police called on him for making violent threats, but because she's a woman, she'll always get a pass.
So this donut you can hear talking is actually a teacher, a primary school teacher, saying this on Snapchat with all her kids watching. What a donut.
This is not who I am as a professional or who I am as a teacher.
If you go on the internet and make a violent threat against everybody who disagrees with you, then that is exactly who you are as a person, and it's disturbing to know that she was allowed to be around other people's children too.
I've devoted my whole life to this, you know, preparing my whole life. I always wanted to be a teacher from the time I was a young child.
She practiced this in the mirror right before going on TV, all this.
And, you know, I finally worked my way up to that, and I am well respected, which I appreciate. I love my students. I love their families. I love the people I work with. And, you know, I'm just trying to do what's right now to get my life back up.
It's clear that she's being forced to do damage control over her inappropriate behavior, but even when she's doing that, she's crying and trying to make it look like she's the victim when she's the one making violent threats.
Crocodile tears. It's a good weapon right there.
On track and get back to what I love, and it's my biggest passion in the world.
What's your message to those parents?
Those parents, I am so sorry that you had to see that side of me, because the only side of me I ever wanted you to see was what you saw.
You should have thought of that earlier.
She is absolutely not sorry that she said those words. She is sorry that you had to see it. That is not an apology, in my opinion. That's her saying that she doesn't regret making those threats in the first place.
She's only sorry because that video went viral and everyone was calling her out about how much a donut she was. Simple as that. She's not... I don't think she's sorry. She's sorry she got caught.
I think one of the lamest things you can do as a woman is have a husband.
What?
I think it's really lame. Whenever I'm talking to somebody who I think is like somewhat cool and suddenly they're like, oh, my husband, I'm instantly like, oh, you're what? Gross.
Well, this woman has absolutely nothing to worry about, because after this, I don't think anybody is going to be interested in marrying her, let alone having her and in any sort of a relationship, to be honest.
If I ever have a daughter, this woman is a perfect example of what I won't want her to be like.
Leave your husband. Leave your husband.
My girlfriend of 15 years broke up with me because I voted for Trump. Woof. All the American girls who broke up with their boyfriends for voting for Trump. Very valid indeed.
What exactly are these women accomplishing by acting this way in the first place? What is the message that they're actually trying to convey? Because all I see are women who are so petty that they'll destroy a man over a minor disagreement, and they think this behavior is justified even though they haven't really given any form of concrete reason in the first place.
I was really upset because he told me his family voted for Trump, so I asked for a few days of space to think about, you know...
All these videos seem to be in cars. Sorry, that's just me noticing little things like that, but yeah. All these girls complaining about their relationship, their boyfriend's doing this and that, husbands. They're always doing it in the car, man.
The reason why they film themselves in their car is that it's the one place where nobody can tell them to shut the hell up. It's their own little bubble where they think that they can do whatever it is that they want to do and say whatever it is that they want to say without any repercussions whatsoever.
Do I even want to be in a relationship with someone whose family is like that? Because I've cut my own family off for that shit. I'm not going to be associated with that. I'm not.
Good for you,
so
mate.
I needed some time to think about it because he really was good to me. And I liked him a lot. And then after a couple days of thinking about it, I reached out to him saying, you know, what time do you want to get together to talk about it? And at this point, he said, I'm so confused. I'm so sad. I'm so scared. I don't know. I haven't known what to say because... I voted for Trump too over the weekend with my family. And he just spilled it, just word vomited, because he was just getting so nervous about it. He couldn't keep it in anymore. So
if this man feels like he's being forced to walk on eggshells over this, one can only imagine the other things that he's being forced to keep inside because he doesn't want to upset his girlfriend. That is not a sign of a healthy relationship.
That's how I found out. And then, I kid you not, it was a 2-minute breakup. I said word for word after he sent me that, oh boy, yeah, that about does it. And then continued to tell him how disappointed I was in him. Yeah, and then I unadded him off of everything. And that's how it went. So, yeah, easiest, quickest breakup of my life.
The fact that she said that was the easiest breakup of her life just shows how immature and disloyal she is when it comes to dudes. She's the type of woman who will initiate a breakup the second her storybook fantasy is ruined. you notice how nobody in the crowd seems to care about any of that? Even they knew this was barely counted as entertainment, and yet millions of dollars were wasted on garbage that nobody wanted.
As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known.
Tell them to bring me my money.
And this is exactly what we're seeing the second people made their opinions known. We've been seeing breakups, moments of unhinged rage, and threats of physical violence. What is that if not threats of retribution?
What's up, y'all? One second, guys, 1 second. So I don't take lightly the call. Sorry, guys, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous, guys. I've been waiting for this moment this whole life, my whole life. Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here.
Does anybody else find it ironic that Cardi B was hired to make a speech when she is a woman who openly admitted to lacing men's drinks and then going out and robbing them?
Shit went bad real quick.
I can't get over these numbers. $10 million for Beyonce.
10 mil?
To step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. $1.8 million for Eminem.
1.8.
I mean, is that normally how it goes? You spend $20 million, you get yourself in debt to try to get a bunch of rich celebrities on stage? I've never seen that. Maybe I'm ignorant of the fact, but wow.
It was a complete waste of money because they were pandering to a group of people who were already going to be voting for them regardless. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.